part is radio transceiver usage. Okay, I want to focus on a transceiver of the nodes of WSM nodes. And the wireless radio transceiver is typically in 3 modes. Okay, transmit. It transmit the maximum power consumption of transceiver. We can see the maximum power consumption. Receive is another state of a transceiver. Okay, you know, in this state, in this mode, I'm sorry. Okay, in this state, okay, and the transceiver is used to receive the data from the from other nodes. Idle and turn off. In turn off, okay, you know, each node, each transceiver consume the least power in this mode. Okay, so totally, I can say the sensor node exists in 3 modes: active, in active mode. In active mode, the radio transceiver is used to transmit data or receive data. A standby is idle, and the battery is turned off. Okay, at least power consumption is in this state, in this mode. Okay. Also, the turnaround time is defined for transceiver. Okay, the turnaround time is the time to change from one mode to another. Again, the turnaround time is a time to change from one mode to another. It's especially very important when the transceiver wants to change a state from asleep to wake up and vice versa. Okay, so important is the time from asleep to wake up and vice versa. Okay, again, it is called turnaround time. Okay. After that, the network architecture, which are used in WSN, consists of 2 architectures: layer and cluster architecture. Okay, we saw the layer architecture. Okay, we saw that the nodes are grouped in some layer. The nodes group in some layer according to the hop count to the base station. Okay, so for example, the red nodes are grouped in one layer, one hop layer. The blue ones are grouped into a 2 hop layer, and the green ones are grouped into 3 hop layer. And in another architecture, in cluster architecture, The nodes are grouped into some cluster, some cluster. Okay, usually this clustering is done according to the distance between nodes. Okay, so you can see three cluster, green, blue, and red. And also in each cluster you can see the larger nodes. Okay, the larger node denotes cluster heads. Okay, so uh, these three nodes are cluster head. Usually the nodes in each cluster must send the data to the cluster head, and cluster head send the data to the base station. Uh, okay, clustering hierarchy in this figure. Uh, in this figure, again, you can see three cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3, and some nodes are cluster head, and cluster head can send the information to the base station. The base station can be called the super cluster head. Sometimes the super cluster head can be usual node, and after that, again, some super cluster head can be grouped in one cluster, and again send the uh, uh, send the information to the base station. Okay. I think it's clear for you to understand the difference between the clustering hierarchy and the layer network. Yes, uh, it's clear for you. Yes, is it clear for all students? Okay, thank you. Thank you. The sensor nodes autonomously form a group called cluster. The clustering process is applied recursively to form a hierarchy of cluster. Uh, uh, okay, you can see it can be different because, for example, in the left figure, you can see two tire. Okay, some cluster are in some clusters are in tier 0, and the other cluster is the tier 1. Um, uh, okay, sometime uh, the cluster network architecture consists of more than two tires. For example, this figure you can see three tires, tire 0, tire 1, and tire 2. Okay, in tire all nodes in tire 0, okay, are grouped in one cluster, and after that some other nodes are grouped in the tire in tire 1, and after that, okay, one node in uh, tire 2. Okay, it can be two different um, clustering technique which can be used in WSN. one famous cluster architecture which are used in many WS networks is leech protocol. Um, Leech protocol uses a two-tier hierarchy clustering architecture. Two-tier. Okay, you can see in this figure. Okay, some cluster in the tier the 0, and after that the base station is in tier 1. And also you can see in each cluster one cluster head is defined. Okay, the cluster head can be changed after some time. Okay, so the cluster the cluster head is not appropriate nodes, but okay, it can be usual node, and this the cluster head can change over time. Okay, so in this figure you can see some again some nodes